It's M.K.M.A versus Darkest MUZHAN, Woody.
The war is underway, and our first attack will be a Queen Charge Hybrid. Starting off with a Battle Blimp. Early on, he drops that Siege Machine and will get that Rage spell right on top of the troops getting deployed here. As soon as they go out, oh, actually not going to rage him this time, just relying on those Yetis to knock down a single target. Inferno, big investment of the Siege Machine just to get that one crucial target, but he does get the CC pull as well, and they'll wind out going toward that Archer Queen. Should be an easy snack to grab him there with a Coconut Loon as well on top to protect those healers. This is a nice start for Wei, the MVP of last year's World Championships.
The one and only Wei getting us go with the Queen Charge Hybrid. You did mention it was a big investment to go ahead and send that Battle Blimp in with the Yeti Bomb. However, he just wanted to make sure he got that single out. He knew he would have to deal with the Clan Castle as he tries to charge in here for the Town Hall, using that Bowler Bounce here on the top side to help set that funnel and set the pathing for the Queen. She's going to have a clear entrance into this base and right towards that Town Hall. And also, look at this, Woody. That wall is open so she can get to the enemy Queen and the scatter shot if she so chooses to.
And cracking through a lot of compartments. We've got a lot of different super troops to choose from, but Wei's gone for the super wall breakers this time to give an easy access for his Archer Queen, charging straight through with healers well protected. There's nothing to challenge their supremacy. Air Super might push him back a little bit, but there's not a whole lot of damage going in on the Queen. And meanwhile, the main phase of the attack has started. Wei sends his Grand Warden in to support the miners, and the Hog Riders creeping into the bottom right compartment. They encounter two enemy heroes. Royal Champion goes down. Eagle is finished off. Barbarian King is knocked apart. A Grand Warden Eternal Tome goes off a little early to protect him from the Grand Bomb going off, but that Giant Bomb cannot stop them with the heal spell right on top. Wei is going for the triple.
These troops are finally getting over to those scatter shots. Woody, this is looking like a great start here for Darkest MUZHAN. The Miners and Royal Champion can go ahead and take down that enemy Queen, and we still have the Queen charging on the top side. The last few defenses are getting ready to go down. Oh my goodness, Wei from Darkest MUZHAN starting us off with an epic 3-star.
What an overwhelming show of force. Just barely lost his Royal Champion at the end there, but nearly had all three heroes up. Or still has 3 heroes remaining at full health. Wei has really put the pressure to M.K.M.A.
All the matches are elimination matches today. There's no second chances. You can't leave anything on the table. You gotta go all out. And we have KLY from M.K.M.A. looking to do just that with a Lalo attack here, Woody, and it looks just like a straight up classic Sui Lalo.
KLY is undefeated. All of his attacks so far have been triples. 3 stars for M.K.M.A. have kept them afloat and above the competition, knocking out Tribe and Nova Esports, 2 huge names in the Clash of Clans competitive scene. He's looking to do so again with the 3-peat here against Ty's base from Darkest MUZHAN. Early stab in here with the Sui Heroes is going to knock out 2 major compartments in the top side of this base, opening up for a triple Lava Hound Laloon to float on in next. Royal Champion tosses the shield, but she gets burnt up by the single target Inferno. That's going to be a pretty big loss for KLY on the bottom right side. He was almost certainly hoping to finish off that Inferno before the main phase of the attack.
I think he was also looking to get that Sop Inferno with the King. However, the Clan Castle troops distracted him, so the Queen's going to go down here. He's going to have to deal with these lava pups. It's not a ton of lava pups, so it's not the end of the world, but you never want any defending Clan Castle troops chasing around your balloons. Remember, those balloons, they're only targeting defensive buildings, so they're not going to be able to fight off any lava pups. So he goes ahead and uses the minions to disperse of those, and we have that Lalo flying in from the top portion of this base. He's going to go right in at the Town Hall. At the moment, we have a Battle Blimp selected, but we may see that switch over to a Stone Slammer as this starts to push further into the base.
This attack has already lost a lot of momentum early on. Single target Inferno's burning up Lava Hounds way before KLY had expected it to. Pops that free spell and a Grand Warden Eternal Tome to protect the balloons that remain over the Town Hall, but he has already lost a big chunk of this raid. He's making his way to the center right now as Tesla Farms pop up and start zapping down those balloons. One by one, they are falling down without any tanks out in front to protect them. KLY is having a really rough time of it. Freezes that Eagle Artillery to slow things down a little bit more, but the haste spells are not going to be enough to get those balloons back on target. 3 stars are way too much to ask for with so much still standing up, and KLY falls short of the victory he sought.
Definitely not the start he was looking for, as he used that Battle Blimp to bring out an Electro Dragon and some balloons to take down that scatter. The remaining balloons just got 8 up in the center of this base. That sweeper pushing them all around. This one definitely did not go to plan. This Electro Dragon's going to try to get just a few more percentage points, and the Grand Warden going to be stuck here on the Royal Champion as this bow is going to shoot him down. Oh no, not the start KLY was looking for sure. Darkest Muzhan in a commanding spot after the first 2 attacks here, Banks.
Yes, a 60.
That was not just the lowest percentage hit from M.K.M.A so far. That was the lowest percentage hit from M.K.M.A and both them and Darkest Muzhan. It is going to be an extremely difficult slog uphill for M.K.M.A after this point. Darkest Muzhan pulling off the triple to start things off, and a really high percentage differential just on that one attack. 25 plus from Darkest Muzhan is going to be the next. Might even be able to put the nail in the coffin early on with this hit. It's going to be miners and hog riders with one little yeti to help provide some additional funneling. 25 plus encounters a Tesla farm in the bottom left corner, and that's going to put a little bit of a damper in this early hit. But with healers to support this Archer Queen, she's going to slowly start working her way through. Wizards will go down, not going to get any more additional damage on that bottom left side, but I think he's got a plan after all to get the funneling done. What is it looking like to you, Bash?
This is a really unique approach here with the wall wrecker. Rather than trying to wall break in here, he has sneaky goblins actually selected as his super troop, but he's going to use that wall wrecker to get even further into the base as we see an ice golem, 2 ice golem combination with a baby dragon and balloon to freeze up that single target inferno, and that queen will have a nice path right here to both of the scatter shots. Great use of the wall wrecker to get in there and the ice golems to help freeze everything down as that lava hound pops. If he can get to this single, that queen's got to move a little bit faster. If he can get this single down, which it does, this is looking like a really great start to this attack.
He's pulled out, scatter shots firing away, but it's not clipping onto the healers out back. A raid spell to get that Archer Queen back on track, and a freeze to back her up as well. A lot of damage being dumped onto her, but 25 plus is not going to give up without a fight since the healers end, and they are doing their best to keep that Archer Queen alive. She finally knocks down the Town Hall for the first star, and will finish out the scatter shot right after. I think that they are on path to victory. 25 plus starts the main phase of the attack now with the Barbarian Key providing some funneling out on the outside. Big Eternal Tome to protect those troops as they encounter a multi-target Inferno trying to burn them up, but they are going on a rampage, Bash.
That Barbarian King set the funnel nicely, and now we have all of these hogs, all of these miners working through the middle of this base. Great use of the Warden's Eternal Tome there, as you mentioned. That scatter shot turned onto the hogs and miners as the queen got out of range, so use the Eternal Tome to protect from a little bit of damage. We still do have the Eagle Artillery and a couple of heroes down here in this bottom portion. The queen has now broken out, and she is walking through the bottom of the base. We have the queen's ability in hand with that Royal Champion, and look at all of those miners in the core of the base. They're going to get held up on the king, but this is looking like it's got a shot, Woody, with 2 hero abilities still remaining.
Smashing success for 25 as he cracks through the bottom layer of this base. Nothing to stop him at this point, and Darkest Muzhan will go back with another triple. What a huge pickup for them in this war. KLY from M.K.M.A's base is not going to stand this time around. Another crushing defeat for them.
That's right, 25 plus for Darkest Muzhan, putting them out even further, back to back 3, ready to go in. And it looks like, Woody, we saw this a lot yesterday, we got some super witches with those big boys.
Oh yeah, Super Witches, the new favorite troop from Tri Gaming, picking up the win yesterday by using only Super Witches. Looks like Tuho from M.K.M.A learned a thing or two and is ready to try his hand at this attack strat as well. He's brought a lot of additional troops to provide some funneling along the outer edge. Baby Dragon, Miners, some Wizards, and Balloons. He's got a plan for everything, and is doing a great job early on here. Does encounter a Tesla on that right corner a little bit sooner than he expected, and that's going to cause him to lose that Baby Dragon. Doesn't get quite as much damage as he was maybe hoping for, but the Warden Walk is starting off pretty well here. Hasn't taken a whole lot of damage yet, and with that raid spell, actually misses the healers, but it's not too much of a problem. They'll wander into range and stay nice and safe at the early phase of this attack. Big boys do work pretty slowly, though, and Tuo's got to be worried about time at this point. He's almost 45 seconds in.
Yeah, so this is really sketchy as far as time goes. We're at 2 minutes 10 seconds before he deploys the Super Witches, and we've talked about this attack numerous times where time is your biggest enemy. Usually those Super Witches can stay behind the big boys, so it's no problem. However, when you wait 50 seconds to deploy, you're already up against the gun, but he did a great job using that Warden Walk to get out that scatter shot, and here we go. Woody, we're going right in through the middle of the base. The Witches, the Queen, the Warden, all going in towards that Town Hall. The King's down on the bottom side, helping set the funnel, push everything through. The Town Hall falls, and we have our first star secured for 2-0.
Multi-target Infernos are locking onto those Super Witches, and that is not what 2-0 was hoping for. He needs to take those down nice and fast, or those Witches are going to get burnt up. They are spread out and not getting a benefit from those healers, and they are now starting to take fire directly themselves. Expo's locked onto one of the Super Witches, and it is going down. Barbarian King wanders into action and will start to distract some of the big boys out there. 2-0 is having a little bit of trouble as he's only got a couple of Super Witches left and a lot of base left to take on. Holding onto a jump spell to freeze, he's got the ability to go the distance here, but will these troops follow along with him? Super troops wandering down to the bottom and outside, get some support from the Hog Riders, but will it be enough, Bash?
He's got only a few key defenses, but they are well tucked away. We're going to need those big boys to kind of bounce into this left-hand compartment. I was hoping that P.E.K.K.A could maybe get that storage out, and it does. And it looks like the big boys will go up into that compartment. However, look at this, Woody. We're coming up against time with 39 seconds remaining. 2-0's got to get a move on. Royal Champion's doing her best. Free spell coming in to protect here. Can he get through here? There's not too many more buildings, but time is ticking here, Woody.
He's still got a chance. 25 seconds left. He's already deployed the World Champion ability, tosses out the last jump spell, and there's no walls that will stop this raid from being a 3-star. But does he have the firepower to get it done? 15 seconds left. Only 2 buildings. He's done it, Bash. A triple for M.K.M.A, and they will stay alive.
Clutch cleanup there from 2-0, and that's what M.K.M.A needed to stay alive. B's gonna look to respond for Darkest MUZHAN, and it looks like we got Zat Hogs, mass Hog Riders here. We do have a couple of Yetis and a Golem, so we may see a small kill squad, meaning that he's gonna use those troops to kind of push in and take out some key structures, perhaps take out the clan castle and take out whatever else he can get. A lot of times you want to try to get some enemy heroes down for the Hog Riders as well.
Nice pickup there, Bash. Didn't notice that World Champion platform going down at the end. Really good move there. Last second pick to send in the miner to finish that off. All right, next up we've got B from Darkest MUZHAN. He started off this series with 2 stars, but picked up a triple in his last war against INTZ. That was what carried them on to victory and put them into the playoffs here and now. Can he justify that performance once again with a rather unconventional pick here, going back old school with the Golem to support a Hog Rider push? He's starting off with sweet heroes on this left side to dive deep into the space, and he's getting a lot of damage early on. Lightnings and Earthquakes cracked through to the CC, and Bash, this is an unusual approach that he's got here, but I think he's getting quite a bit of value early on.
Yeah, this is getting far into the base. That Golem doing a great job tanking for the heroes. That Royal Champion actually came in and tried to get some value, but she missed the scatter shot. However, he sends in a few hogs to get that scatter shot down, and Woody, the Town Hall, goes down quickly here to start this attack off with the first star.
Archer Queen and Barbarian King still standing on the bottom right, and those are going to be the key targets for the 3 headhunters that B has brought along here. He's got to wait for a little bit, though. Those Hog Riders are going to sweep along this base in a clockwise formation, taking on this Eagle Artillery relatively soon. Not too worried about that single target Inferno, but the multi right next to those 2 heroes is going to be a massive amount of damage. That's what he's saving that last heal spell for. A huge amount of splash damage about to crush onto these Hog Riders, and he's got to use this timing perfectly. Pops the Eternal Tome to protect him from most of the damage, and here we go. The main counter in this attack is happening right now, Bash.
He coming in with those Hog Riders. He's just got a few more defenses remaining. He still has that free spell in hand, but look at that. We got a pack of Hogs up here to protect and get down these last few defenses. We got Wizards on the back end. Woody, this is looking really strong. If I recall properly, B used a similar strategy with the mass Hog Riders yesterday to another base. Oh no! The Wizard Tower takes down the remaining Hogs there, Woody.
He dropped the free spell on the Archer Tower in Tesla, and I gotta question whether that was the right move. With still a Wizard Tower and Bomb Tower right behind, you gotta wonder why he wanted to use it earlier on rather than to shut down those 2 defensive splash structures. Still, he's got a lot of cleanup troops along the top right side there. Wizards and Headhunters can deal out a massive amount of damage. Even with just 30 seconds left, he needs some protection from this Grand Warden. Hopefully it can lock onto an Archer Tower sooner rather than later. But, oh no, there's no tanking left here.
Oh, it was looking so good, Woody, and then that bomb tower, wizard tower combination in the last compartment. I agree with what you said there. If he maybe saved that freeze for those 2 splash defenses, he may have had it, because there was a lot of hogs in there, and the wizard, or the warden rather, got stuck on a storage there at the end rather than the archer tower, and it is
bomb dealing a lot of damage in that bottom compartment too. Just a few unfortunate factors there contributing to that 2-star, but still it's a really high percentage one. Darkest MUZHAN will clearly have the percentage advantage, and with 2 triples already on the board, they can afford to get a 2-star like that. YWW though cannot afford to miss. M.K.M.A need the triple just to get back on pace with stars, and will need to follow up with even more if they want to get the victory and move on to the grand finals. Warden on the bottom left side of the space will get some funneling to start off with. Might go into the Warden walk as well with his healers to support. He's got 4 super witches, so M.K.M.A feeling very confident with this strat. Saw success in their last hit and are seeking to replicate that against this base. Lots of pretty big compartments that he's focusing on here. Got a little bit of early damage against the Eagle artillery, but didn't quite knock it out, Bash.
That's right. No Eagle going down there, but he is going to start the witches with the big boys. The King's going to work that bottom side to funnel in and get everything moving through the town hall. We do have 1 jump, which will actually give us access to most of the base as we jump through, probably right near that expo. But check this out, Woody. We got 3 of the brand new super minions on defense. They're going to shoot at a further range, and this seems to slow down witches just a little bit, but he's got that poison spell down on him. The Queen and witches are now stepping up to take out these super minions from the clan castle.
The super witches are all still really healthy. With that poison and jump right in the core, he's not going to have any problem knocking over this clan castle and then continuing on. A target Inferno in the top left corner could cause some problems for these super witches, especially once it's backed up with those 2 heroes protecting. The King and Queen are waiting for this encounter to start, but YWW's already picked up the 1st star with the town hall going down. Eternal Tone protects the super witches from a massive amount of damage coming in from these cannons. Those healers are going to get them topped off back again too. I'm a little bit worried about time now though. With 1:13 left, he's only barely taken out half of the base, Bash.
That's right, and that's the biggest issue with this attack usually. However, we have Hog Riders coming out on the left-hand side, so they'll help speed things up just a little bit along with that Royal Champion. But you're right, Woody. Time is always an issue with the Super Witches. The Queen's doing her best to get as many of these defenses down. She gets out that multi-target Inferno on the back end. However, the single is going to be an issue as it locks on to the Royal Champion, and she has no spells to help protect her, and she's going to get burned to a crisp right there.
Needed to get those Hog Riders in there before her if he wanted to protect that Royal Champion. A lot of damage missing from this attack now. YWW has got those super witches and they are ready to go the distance, but they do not have the speed and efficiency of damage to get the triple this time around. A lot left still in that left corner, and he has got so much work left to do with only 23 seconds to do it. It looks like M.K.M.A are just trying to pick up more percentage at this point, Bash.
That's right. You want to run up as much percent as possible. You do see that 1 tech and miner just to help out the cleanup, but he is not going to have enough time as he has plenty of troops, but the super witches and those big boys just move really slowly through the base, and he's going to leave up a few structures here on the outside. Just did not quite get over there, and we're going to finish it off with that 93% for M.K.M.A Banks.
Yes.
Perhaps Tribe Gaming using those super witches. Remember, they used 5 super witches. Maybe that opened up other clans' eyes to the super witch power. And we're going to have Kartik coming in with not super witches, but regular witches here, Woody. And he's going to go ahead and take out that scatter shot in the top compartment and set up some nice pathing for these witches to work their way through the space.
Yeah, he even dropped a Barbarian in the top left side there, apparently looking around for a Tesla, just trying to seek out anything that could cause delays or problems for this Warden walk here. He's going to get a few drops with this balloon as well, looking around for seeking air mines. Doesn't catch one, but nice pickup there from Kartik. And I agree with you on what you said about the Super Witches. I think that Tribe Gaming's pickup yesterday with them really opened the eyes for a lot of clans. But this time around, it's going to be the regular witches. Those single target Inferno's a bit too scary for the big boys to deal with, and instead we're going for the big swarm effect. That scatter shot in the bottom corner is going to be the main problem for Kartik going in with this attack. It can deal a lot of splash damage to a lot of skeletons at once, and so he's got to keep his troops safe from that if at all possible.
That's right, and he's going to use the king here on the right-hand side with a few witches. This is just going to help set the funnel and push everything inside as we see a swarm of skeletons from those regular witches. I almost called them super witches. I'm so used to seeing the super witches at this point. But those regular witches going to go ahead and spawn up multiple skeletons, whereas the super witch spawns up just one big boy, and they're going to work their way in and try to get the town hall down. He did send in both super wall breakers, trying to perhaps just get that double layer wall break from the get-go, but missed right there. And here we come with the clan castle troops, and that town hall is activated. It's gonna burn these troops up really quickly.
He's brought in Ice Golem in his CC. The defenses for M.K.M.A are going to really slow things down here. As soon as it pops off, Karthik's attack might run into a bit of trouble. Fortunately, though, he does manage to take out the Town Hall before then, and with the Eternal Tome protects the troops from that blast. He's going to carry on, still going strong. Bottom right compartment's got that Eagle Artillery, a crucial target to take down as quickly as possible. Headhunters moving over on the bottom right side. Oh, excuse me, those are wizards. Supported with the P.E.K.K.A. That siege barracks is going to help additional funneling. Big Tesla farm in the bottom corner is going to be difficult for Karthik to crack through. That scatter shot going to deal a lot of damage on the front side, and a lot of single target damage right behind it. Is going to be the last line of defense for this base. Can he do it, Bash?
We're gonna see as these hogs come into that scatter shot. As you mentioned, that scatter shot's gonna deal mass damage, and it will take these witches down in one fell swoop. And we already see lots of witches getting taken out. We got those hogs trying to do their best to clear this Tesla farm, but that bottom compartment at the 6 o'clock position proving to be too much as it took down a huge chunk of the army. He still has a few witches up. However, the queen went down. We have that royal champion, but there are 2 single target infernos. Woody, he's gonna have to hope those skeletons can get out in front here and provide a little tanking. Oh no! Oh, that single's low. I think the RC's gonna be fine on that one, but this next one's gonna be a rough one, Woody.
Out of time, Bash. 5 seconds left, and they'll tick up their overall percentage a bit higher. Darkest MUZHAN with any triple can shut M.K.M.A out of contention, but not finding it this time.
Shot Tesla farm combo was absolutely nasty on that attack, and we're gonna have M.K.M.A, who was just on defense, coming in with some offense. And here we see it. Woody, you called to it earlier. We saw this a lot earlier in the qualifier. The fly Brit attack, the dragons and the super minions going to be used in tandem to try to take this base down quickly. We also have those 5 skeleton spells and the 2 bats along with 2 lightnings. What is going on with this attack, Woody? There's so many different spells going on.
Massive mayhem in the top compartment as a poison spell goes down to try to clip onto the CC troops. An early Eternal Tome to protect these dragons and super minions, but will he regret it with a big explosion coming out from the town hall very shortly? Drops the bomb, and with the battle blimp exploding, balloons and dragons pop out for additional firepower. M.K.M.A is not wasting any time at all. This is not going to be a time fail, Bash. He is really putting everything on the line with this early hit, dropping so many spells it's hard to keep track. 4 skeleton spells brought for the backside heroes, and that is going to be a massive investment in even more swarm troops to support.
Those skeleton spells are coming in to distract not only the single turn inferno, but the bomb tower of the enemy king. And we get down that first scatter shot. He's trying to use those bats to take down the scatter shots, but it's not working that well. Oh no, the bats go down, and these dragons are fading fast. He got into this attack really quick, but the dragons are taking so much damage now, and they're gonna have to deal with the scatter shot and the air defense. Oh no, Woody, this is not gonna get there at all. He still has the Royal Champion and the Queen, but I just do not foresee this one ending well.
Neither do I, Bash. M.K.M.A really spent all of his energy much too early in this attack, and without any additional offensive support, he's going to be left high and dry. These poor heroes are going to be ticked away by so many defensive buildings in the bottom and bottom left corner that even with the Archer Queen and Royal Champion abilities, I don't think it's going to be enough. Skeleton spells have been deployed to try to provide some additional insulation here, but that's a lot of base left. It's not going to be a time fail, just like we knew, but wow, the damage has really dumped into his forces, and without any healers or heal spells to top them back off, those super minions did not get the job done this time, Bash.
He's trying his hardest, but with that Royal Champion being up in that final compartment, he's not going to quite have enough, and it was a big risk here. He took 9 tech spells here. He took 5 skeletons, 2 bats, and 2 lightnings. Those aren't really going to push that main force along. Those were used as more of a support role, so the dragons started to fade out fast as he didn't really have the spell support behind it. 89% is definitely not what M.K.M.A needs here. They're going to have to hope that Darkest MUZHAN falters on their final attack. This archer going to come in and try to get down that storage, but even that I don't think is going to be enough as she works through this, Woody.
Well, The hotter the flame burns, the quicker it burns out. MK Jonah hits hard but can't keep the lasting power for the triple. An 89% 2-star means Darkest Muzhan have a
I know that I am nervous just casting this matchup, so I can only imagine how these players are feeling. Now we have Ty from Darkest Muzhan coming in with the Zap Drags here. Gonna use those 5 lightning spells, 1 earthquake to take out not only that single target Inferno, but take out an Expo as well. And here we go with some hasted balloons to try to get in some of these defenses. And right here, Woody, this could secure the victory for Darkest Muzhan. If Ty can get a triple, they go ahead and they move on to that grand final later today.
Even a high percentage 2-star might be more than M.K.M.A could catch up to with a triple of their own. The best that they can reach is 12. Darkest Muzhan could get 12 with just the 2-star here, so that early strike at the Town Hall is going to be really important. No slip-ups, just play it safe and conservative. Ty should have enough to come over the top and deny M.K.M.A with their final attack. Not even a chance to make it through.
And this is one thing we've seen with these dragon attacks is it's pretty secure to go at the Town Hall. Usually you set the funnel and just run the dragons right at the Town Hall. And really what you can do here, if you want to be super safe, save that siege machine, and just in case you have to send a blimp at it, but Ty is going to get these dragons working right in towards that level 5 Town Hall 13. The Giga Inferno pops, but it's not going to be enough to slow these dragons down. 1 star secured. The 2nd star is going to be incoming here shortly, Woody.
It sure will, and those dragons are still going deep and fast. Big support from that Warden on the backside will keep them alive a lot longer. Air bombs going off, but that's not going to be enough to shut down these big guys. Tornado Trap does go off, though, and a Seeking Air Mine catches 1 dragon, starting to finally slow things down. Ty's forces on attack are having a grand time here. A field day in the center of the space, wrecking through with so much firepower, demolishing these structures. I think he's done it, Bash. Still has got a free spell to add on top if you want some additional support out the back, but it looks like as he's crawling above 70% into the 80s, Darkest Muzhan may be so far that M.K.M.A can't even catch up.
I think you're right there, Woody. Look at that percentage difference on the screen right now. 96.5 average percent destruction through 4 attacks, and this one going to get into the 80s is going to be enough, I believe, for Darkest Muzhan. But look at this strong finish here from Ty, giving it all he's got, trying to make sure that his clan is going to move on to that grand final, and Darkest Muzhan came out the gates really strong, finished up nicely here. He still has a few cleanup forces as that baby dragon's gonna take out this archer tower. The goblin's gonna try to get down that elixir collector, and they just don't quite get there. Woody at 85% here, maybe just what the doctor ordered for Darkest Muzhan.
Excellent job.
They came out really strong in the earlier wars, and in this war, it almost looked like a different clan, and we've seen a few different strategies being used by them. We saw a lot of the drags and super minions in previous wars, but we're seeing these super witch attacks maybe trying to adapt and improvise a little bit too much and not playing to their own strengths, as XC from M.K.M.A is going to come in with another super witch attack on 25+'s base.
M.K.M.A were leading really heavily on Tuho and KLY. They're 2 3-star hitters, and we just haven't seen the triples come in from their clanmates this month. That's what kept them a little bit too short in this war against Darkest Muzhan, which only got 12 stars, not really an overwhelming performance. We've seen 13s and 14s come out from them and their opponents before, so they've kind of just snuck through to the grand finals, but maybe it's a switch to focusing on defensive prowess rather than offense that will keep them alive in the next war. XC from M.K.M.A nevertheless will do his best to find his first triple in this matchup. M.K.M.A may have been undefeated, but that doesn't matter a whole lot when you go on to the playoffs and it's single elimination. All of a sudden, 1 war can send you packing, Bash.
That's right, no more double elimination. You lose, you go home here on Championship Sunday. We got those big boys bouncing over those walls. We got Headhunters taken down out of the clan castle, and that Lava Hound's going to distract the Super Witches and Archer Queen as those big boys activate the Town Hall. But however, they get rid of it really quickly through that rage spell, and there's a jump to open up that center compartment. Woody, he's got nice pathing through the middle of the space.
Sure does. Jump spell right into the middle means he's got an easy path through, hopping over walls and not finding much trouble with it. But can he keep these forces on track? Heroes are locking them down, and that is a big roadblock they're facing off against. Where we see the big additional force coming in on the bottom, though, is going to be those Hog Riders backed up with the Siege Barracks Wizards. They're trying their best to knock through these single target Inferno, but man, it's taken them a long time to do it. Finally moving on to the multi-target now with support from the World Champion. They have got a big task ahead of them, and I don't think XC's forces can do it. A minute left and still a third of the base standing strong. Eagle Artillery firing away and popping these troops down.
That back-end Eagle Artillery is just too much for these troops. The Witches are still going strong with a few Wizards, but that Queen got too far out in front and she got taken down. We'll see that World Champion's ability popping right here, throwing that Seeking Shield throughout the base. But as you mentioned, Woody, so much base remaining with so little time, and also the Super Witches going down quickly hurt things as that World Champion falls down. XC not gonna have enough to get this one to a tie ball game, and Darkest Muzhan looking to move to that grand final later today.
Hit rates from all squads taking a big dip in this war. M.K.M.A has had some really great defenses set up, though. I gotta hand it to them. Their base building skills are second to none, denying Tribe Gaming, Nova, and finally falling to a grand finals participant now in Darkest Muzhan. This 12-11 scoreline shows how strong the defenses were holding up this last war, and will close out victory for Darkest Muzhan.
Darkest Muzhan will be advancing into the finals later today, so make sure you...